Hi guys, Ali Taylor down at Heron's Reach. All my clubs have now arrived. Finally, just before Christmas. Obviously I did a video a while ago about my new clubs that arrived and I was gutted. If you've not watched it, pop over and check it out and you'll understand why I was gutted. I'm not gutted anymore. They're all here. But one of the key things I think golfers really let themselves down on is they don't know how far they hit each club. So in today's video, it's a perfect opportunity for me to show you the importance, but also me learn how far I'm hitting all my new clubs. Right then guys, first of all, if you're new down to my channel, welcome down to Ali Taylor Golf. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. In today's video, like I said, I'm going to learn about how far I'm hitting all my shots through the air. But while you're watching, if you enjoy today's content and you don't currently subscribe, please consider clicking the button below, ring the notification bell, and then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. But for now, let's find out how far my new clubs go. Right, so like I said, I think it's really important that you know how far you hit each club with your full swing, and the key number for me is carry. I'm not overly bothered about my total because for me, that's very dependent on ground conditions. Now, with Trackman, I'm going to put it on normalized mode. So the idea being that I'm going to find out exactly how far I hit each club with no wind, very set conditions. And I know we don't play golf in exactly the same conditions every time. And that's where part of the skill is understanding how much the wind's going to affect the ball, kind of how the temperature's affecting it. Every little bit then changes that distance. But for me, if you don't know how far you hit the club flat calm, you can't start adjusting from there. So once I'm hitting the shots, I'm going to speed them up a bit because I'm going to hit a few shots with every club in the bag. I'm then going to, at the end, kind of, I'll let the yardages pop up as I'm hitting the shots. But I'm going to talk through the averages, talk about some of the things that I like in my bag, maybe talk about some of the things that you guys might see as an issue in your bag when you go for a gap-in session, but ultimately you need to know how far you hit each club. So I'm going to start with my 60-degree wedge. Now, I do have partial swings, but I'm going to do a separate video on that just kind of so this isn't too long a video. I know a lot of golfers might not hit full shot with their lob wedge, maybe even their sand wedge, but for me I do. So it's really important that I know how far the ball goes. Right, so as those numbers were popping up there, I'm going to look at the average, but kind of looked around that 85, 86, and kind of what I would expect. For me, the most interesting thing here is my wedges are the same lofts that I've always used. Even to be fair, the Vokies, I've just gone for the different finish, which is just a visual thing. But I'm going to move into 56 now. Again, some full shots. So for me, no real surprises so far, which moves me into my gap wedge, which is 52 degrees. Right, and so looking at where they're landing, no big surprises with 60, 56 and 52. But for me now, this is where I start getting into not really sure. So obviously I've changed all my irons. So got my 7 to pitching wedge in the P7 MBs. So a little bit weaker, more traditional lofts than my last set of irons. So expecting to hit the ball less far, but hopefully be a bit more consistent with that distance control. So that moves me into pitching wedge. Right, so as I jump from 7 iron to 6 iron, this is where my irons change. So went for the MBs 7 down because I don't feel I need that level of forgiveness. But once I move into the 4, 5 and 6, it was the P7 MCs. Right, so then when I get to 4 iron moving into 3 iron, I go into the Cobra King utility. So 3 iron, hollow head, 19.5 degrees, lots and lots of forgiveness. So far, obviously I can't see what the averages are yet, but the clubs look like they're going round about where I would expect. This is the one club in my bag that I'm not, if those yardages are right, I'm not really sure that this is the right club in my bag. But again, let's hit some shots and see how the 3 iron stacks up. Right, so then I go from 3 iron to 3 wood, which in my head is going to be a decent sized gap. So I've got it 15 degree, only just changed actually. Did have the Ping G410 in the bag, got Titleist TSI 3 now. Now, I still think the key number for here is carry. I appreciate there will be a little bit of rollout, but I still think if you're looking to hit the ball over something, or even off a tee to keep it short, I'm not relying on loads and loads of rolls. So this is again about carry distance. So let's go 3 wood. So finally moves you onto the big dog. Now this is the one that everybody just wants to talk about, total. And I think that is important, but again, I still need to know how far I hit it through the air. So if I'm gonna cut the corner or try to go over a bunker, I know I can get that distance. So I'm gonna hit kind of maybe 3 smooth ones, and then I'm gonna jump on a couple and see if there's much difference in that carry distance. Because if there is, it's important that I understand that. So nice and smooth, normal swings to begin with. Right, so we see the average there, just on those smooth ones, 263. So I think to be safe, anything short of 260 shouldn't really be in play. So last couple. Obviously, a lot in the modern game about trying to hit the ball further. I'm definitely working on trying to swing the club quicker. Let's see when I do really go after it, do I get more than that 263 carry? So you can see there, the first one, 257, didn't quite get it. Second one felt solid, but no real difference. And to be honest, I kind of know that at the moment, that even when I feel like I'm really going after it, I don't necessarily see that spike in club head speed. I'm just kind of there or thereabouts all the time, whether I feel smooth or quick. So that's definitely something for me to look at. Right, so just actually before we look at those averages, one of the key things I think golfers struggle with is, and maybe don't understand this, that particularly every iron shot, the peak height of the shot should be about the same. And as long as then the lofts are giving the ball speed, we should see with 4 degrees difference about 10 to 12 yards difference in carry. Now, when I do this with a lot of golfers, certainly you see a pretty normal and consistent average of height with the short clubs. But as they're getting 6, 5, 4, 3, if they carry that, the height tends to drop, and then you start seeing less than 10 yards. And in fact, you might even see that you hit one club shorter than the others. So as I look at my averages, I'm also going to put the height of shots in there to see if there's an issue with distance, is there also an issue with height? Right, so we can see there, average carry with lob wedge, 86.2, and height, 88 feet. Followed by 56 at 103 carry and 97 feet. 52 at 117 carry and 108. Pitching wedge 126 with 109. 9-iron at 134 and 100. 8-iron at 148 but only 87 feet. Now I did catch one of them a little bit clean, so that maybe just took the height down a touch. 7 at 160 with 97 feet. 6-iron at 168 at 98 feet. 5-iron at 176 and 87. 4-iron at 186 and 82. 3-iron at just under 207 and 83. 3-wood at 240 and 95. And then driver at 262 and 106. Right then, so you could see there, as a general rule, I hit a lot of my clubs the same peak height. I think you definitely see when I get into maybe 5, 4, and 3, I definitely lose a little bit of height on the shot, and maybe for me, I feel the 3-iron particularly is a little bit flat if I was hitting it into a green to stop the ball. So that might be a club I'll look at changing. Maybe a bit of a gap as well between 3-iron and 3-wood. Maybe that's too big. Maybe I need to have less loft on the fairway wood. But hopefully you guys kind of understand how important it is to get something like this done. You know, don't try and learn just off what you're seeing on the golf course. You might be hitting a lot of shots downwind or getting a little flyer. Try and get in a nice controlled environment, learn how far you hit it. I appreciate you don't play in that controlled environment, but what it allows you to do is then make decisions based on the lie, the wind and everything else to calculate what you need to do. And I really think if you learn how far you hit your clubs, you'll actually hit the ball nearer to the flag, because most golfers don't hit it as far as they think. So guys, hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, like it and share it. Comment below and I'll get back to as many people as I can. If you have enjoyed today's video and you don't currently subscribe, please consider clicking the button below. Remember to ring the notification bell and then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.